Hi, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Liz of Chicago Law Luxury Makeup. Today we're doing a almost full face of Charlotte Tilbury. If that is something that interests you and you want to see how I created this look, then just keep on watching. All right, so today we are doing a pretty much full face of Charlotte Tilbury. It's been a while since I have talked about any of the products that I have, so I thought we could kind of dive in, see what we got, and come up with a look. Like I said, it's almost a full face of Charlotte Tilbury. I do not have any complexion products. Still, I know. So I'm not wearing a Charlotte Tilbury foundation or concealer. So I've already put that down. I think that I have almost everything else. So let's get started. We're going to start with powder. For powder, I have the Airbrush Flawless Finish. And this is in shade Medium 2. And to apply this, I am going to, what am I going to take? I mean, you already know what I'm going to take. I'm going to take my La Mer powder brush, and I'm just going to swirl that around, kind of tap it off, and apply this to the skin. We are going to be using a few cream products today, but I think that they go over powder fairly well. So that is why I'm still powdering my face first. I'm also using a different angle for filming, and so I have a mirror over here to my left so that I can kind of see what I'm doing, because this angle pretty much blocks my mirror 100%. So if you see me looking over, it's because I'm looking to see what I'm doing. All right, so for bronzer, we're going to use the Film Star Bronze and Glow. It is not a very pigmented bronzer, I will say that. To apply it, I'm going to use my Chikuhoda F01. It's kind of light, and it's also more on the cool side. So we're not going to have a really bronzed face today, but that's okay because we've got blush and highlighter. I didn't pick up the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. It's so big. And I have so many bronzers in my collection, so I don't know. I just never picked it up. All right, so we're going to go in with some cream products now. I'm going to use the Glow Gasm Beauty ones. I'm going to use one for highlighter, one for blush, and then maybe we'll kind of go over it with a little bit of powder blush. So for highlight, I think I'm going to use the Glow Gasm Beauty Light Wand, and this is in shade Gold Gasm. So this is what it looks like. You have got the little sponge applicator there on top, and I just take it and tap in the product, and now I'm going to blend it out. So to blend it out, I have a BK Beauty 106. This is brand new. So I've never used this brush, but I think just by the shape of it and the bristles, I think it would be a really good kind of like buffing in and blending brush for our cream products. So that is what we are going to do right now. And I'm just kind of like pouncing or tapping to get that product down and then buff. All right, I think that's really pretty. And these are a cream product that blend down into the skin and don't leave that balmy feeling that I don't like. So I just checked in the mirror, and the cream highlighter looks really well on top of the foundation and the powder. It didn't disturb the products underneath it at all. It's blended down really, really nicely. So I do like this. For blush, though, we've got the Glow Gasm Beauty Light Wand, and this is in shade Pink Gasm. And this is definitely pinker. So I'm just going to apply it a little bit right here, the apples, my cheeks. And then I'm going to use that same brush to blend in. All right, so there it is. That is the blush. I think it's beautiful. I really, really do. I like it. And I don't even think you need a blush on top. I got out the Cheek to Cheek blush, and this is in shade Pillow Talk. But I don't necessarily think that I even need this. If anything, I could take like a big fluffy brush, and this is the BK Beauty 102. This is also one of my brand new brushes I picked up. But I think if you wanted to, you could go in very, very lightly with like a really thick or with a really fluffy brush. But I don't think you really need to. I think that the color that sits down is really pretty. All right, so now we're going to do eyes. One of my favorite Charlotte Tilbury eye quads is Exaggereyes. I really, really like this quad. So we are going to play with this today. All right, I'm going to take a Sonia G. This is a classic crease, and I'm going to go into this like brown terracotta matte shade. Let me see if it has a name. It's just called, it's her Define shade. I am going to use that in my crease. So for eyes, I definitely have to look in the mirror. So I apologize if the angle looks bad. I will, if this doesn't work out, I'll go back to my other way of filming. All right, so I'm gonna take a Sonia G soft shader, and I'm gonna go into this rose gold, like pink shimmer shade, and I'm gonna place this all over my eye. So I start at the inner corner and I work my way out, and I am blending up to the crease. So it'll basically be the lower half of my eye. I am going to take a fluffy brush. This is the Tom Ford number 13, and I'm going to go in with this really light shade. This is their Prime. She calls it Prime. And I'm just going to put that underneath my brow bone. And I didn't want a lot of pigment, or I didn't want a lot of pickup of the color. So that is why I'm using a fluffy brush. I wanted just a little bit of color to place under the brow bone and kind of blend the colors that are underneath it. Next, I'm going to take a pencil brush. This is the Sonia G Pencil 1. I'm going to go back into this matte shade, and I'm going to line my lower lashes with that. I'm going to use that same pencil brush and go into that rose gold shade to give me just a little bit of shimmer down there. So next I'm going to go in with the topper shade. And this is the shade she calls the pop color. And it is just like a shimmery, glittery shade that I'm going to place right here in the middle. To do that, I'm using a Rougher 02. This is my favorite brush for that type of application. It's a really densely packed, flat brush that you can really get the product. It's really good for product placement, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I'm just putting that there in the middle. All right, so now we are going to line the eyes. I have a Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Classic Eye Powder Pencil, and this is the shade Classic Brown. So that is what I'm going to use to line my eyes. And let me see if I can find it. For mascara, I have the Full Fat Lashes. So we're going to line my eyes, put some mascara on, and we'll be back to do lips. All right, so that is done. But as I was doing it, as I was putting my mascara on, I noticed that I forgot. I want to just add a little bit of depth to my outer corners. So I'm going to go back in with that matte shade, and I'm going to use a Sonia G Mini Booster. I'm just going to go to the outer corner and just add a little bit more of that defined shade. And next I noticed my cheeks were getting a little bit rosy. So I'm going to take a Sonia G mini buffer. I'm going to take a Sonia G smooth buffer, and I'm going to take just a little bit more of that powder and just kind of buff in my cheeks. Just a little bit more. I felt like they were getting a little bit rosy. All right, so that's the face and the eyes, and now we're gonna do lips. Lips is one of my favorite products by Charlotte Tilbury. So I've got the Lip Cheat in Pillow Talk 2 Medium. This is one of my favorite lip liners that I own. I just love the color. You know, I think it looks really good with my skin complexion. I think it's a nice shade. For lipstick, I'm going to go in with the K.I.S.S.I.N.G formula, and it is the Super Nude. So this came out for her holiday collection, and it's got the little crystals on the top. This is, I think, my favorite shade that I have of hers. I just think it's a really good brown nude shade, and I think it's really, really nice. And it goes perfectly with this eye look. All right, guys, that completes my full face of Charlotte Tilbury. I would love to hear what you guys have to think. Have you guys tried any of her products? Are there any cult favorites that you love? Any that I should pick up that I don't already have? This is obviously not my full collection of Charlotte Tilbury. I've got quite a collection of her cream shadows, and I have done a dedicated video on those. I also have some of her other eyeshadows, but I just picked up this quad because it is my favorite. So that is why we used it today. And yeah, I would just love to hear from you guys what you think of the Charlotte Tilbury brand. If there is a foundation that you recommend, let me know down in the comments below. I'm considering picking up a foundation. I'm like real close to picking it up. So I would love to hear which formula of hers you guys like if you've tried any. So I just want to thank you guys again for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope everyone has a great day. I'll see you guys in my next video.